You know what? My guess is that's not your only barracks, is it? You thought you would fool me. My darling moving at the wrong time, just barely taking a hit off the cuff, and the first hit for my darling here. So we're actually going to have some hot Reaper on Reaper action. I've been saying that as the theme of the night. Everything is hot on action. If it's not hot, it's not fun, right? That's right. Alright, so the Reaper is going to regen here. We do have 2 Reapers inside Muscle Barbar's base. My darling going for some heavy damage ASAP, which is probably a good idea. I don't know about probably, excuse me, it's a very good idea to stop Muscle Barbar from gaining any strength. What my darling doesn't know just yet is that there's an expansion. Now she knows, glad I mentioned it. This SCV is still alive, not for much longer. That SCV is down, so that natural is actually going to be denied. In response, my darling is actually going to build a safe SCV, command center expansion inside the base. Always a good idea. 3 Reapers now inside Muscle Barbar's base. Gotta see how much damage she can do. We have a barracks and a factory inside Muscle Barbar with only 1 refinery. Doing a good job picking off these SCVs here. My darling's already killed 4 SCVs with really very minimal effort. Coming inside the natural here, seeing if it's completed, and she knows it's completed. Gonna come upside by the barracks, and Muscle Barbar is seeing that, so these Marines are actually doing a good job cleaning up these Reapers, but nice micro by my darling. My darling following up and killing off the defense here, and a Hellion on the field, so that's actually going to be pretty much it for my darling's attack, I assume. The Hellion alone is going to do a pretty decent job defending, and my darling concurring with the Buildo and moving her barracks a little bit further north. Second refinery is now being fairly well saturated. We have the engineering bay coming for the upgrade awesomeness. My darling is now researching Stim Pack in addition to a few other things. Muscle Barbar going to go ahead and drop his starport. Still on only 1 refinery, though. I mean, I guess it's a good idea because he doesn't really need it just yet. He hasn't really made too many things that require gas, so I guess he doesn't really need to have more than 1 refinery just yet. This command center is now moving over to the natural. Muscle Barbar has already started to saturate his natural. My darling has killed 4 SCVs to Muscle Barbar's 0, and they're both relatively equal so far. Combat shield is being started by Muscle Barbar, and Stim Pack is about 100 seconds away from being completed. So that's where we're at for tech. Defensively positioned units here. Muscle Barbar are going to try and get some harassing, but he's going to get quickly pushed away, losing 1 Hellion. He didn't necessarily have to lose. My darling reacting, though, like, you know what? I'm going to turn you away from 1 ramp. I'm guessing going to go to the other ramp, and Muscle Barbar actually just going to go ahead and say, you know, don't think I want to lose anything else. I'm going to go ahead and just going to go ahead and take the site. Don't mind me. So, full saturation going on inside the main. My darling has not transferred Marines or SCVs just yet to the natural. Muscle Barbar is now getting ready for an attack. Moving all of his units right here. He's going to be able to see just about anything that comes around. Actually, he'll be able to see anything that comes around. Getting ready for a pretty significant push, actually. I don't think there are any dropships yet, but the dropships will be out there. So it's going to be who can micro better than who. I'd have to say Muscle Barbar's composition is actually a little bit better thanks to the Hellions, because the Hellions will be able to beat the range of the Reapers, beat the speed of the Reapers, and actually do splash damage, line splash damage against the bio, which has already proven to be very effective here. Both players are standing across from each other like they're from the Civil War, but it looks like my darling's going to just step dance right up in there, going to pick up all these units. Muscle Barbar in the full retreat with his medevac. My darling actually came out with quite a decisive victory there. It wasn't even close, to be honest with you. Muscle Barbar in full retreat. And my darling going to come out and say, hey, you know what? You're in retreat. I bet you just all in me, didn't you, fella? And she's going to come out in full force. She's got a tank, 2 medevacs to heal up her bio. Picking off as many units as she can before that medevac picks them up and flies away. So my darling is actually going to go right into the base. The natural of Muscle Barbar. When Muscle Barbar goes ahead and drops right in the mineral line of my darling. Not even aware whether or not there is a turret, but that's okay. So, my darling coming into the natural here, supported with a tank and medevacs. These Marines are going to be pretty much... Oh, I stand corrected. There is a tank right here for Muscle Barbar. Muscle Barbar is actually going to be able to do a very good job of defending this without losing too much. Muscle Barbar inside the main of my darling. My darling is going to be killing not a whole lot in terms of anything, and I didn't know that. Medevac can pick up a Viking? This is what happens. This is what happens when a gold does casting. and they see some crazy stuff, blows their mind. So Medevac actually picking up the Viking and flying away. Seems a little weird to me, but hey. So the natural's being successfully denied by My Darling. I thought for sure Musta Barbar would be able to fight it off. This dropship's trying to run away. It's like, no, don't do those things you want to do. Musta Barbar in full retreat. He is in a lot of trouble here. He doesn't have a whole lot to defend with. These SCVs being sent to their deaths. Musta Barbar needs to drop that Viking. I don't know. What is that? That's madness. A ship within a ship. Who does that? Alright, just My Darling now is actually going to contain Musta Barbar. There's not really a whole lot Musta Barbar can do at this point. +1 armor is now being upgraded for My Darling. My Darling is about to... we do see a slight push out here from My Darling, and Musta Barbar trying to defend as much as he can, but these tanks would have free reign on this command center. And if Musta Barbar goes try and repair, the SCVs are just going to die. There's no reason for this. They're all just dying. Oh, the pain. Oh, I just hit the mute button by accident here. Alright, so the SCV's actually doing a good job repairing without getting killed. That's pretty neat there. We do have a drop inside the main of Musta Barbar. My Darling actually running away very quickly. So Musta Barbar is actually completely contained right now. My Darling is sitting comfortably here with her expansion. Not a whole lot that Musta Barbar can do just yet except play defensively. He's going to lose this expansion right. Excuse me, his command center right here. He is going to try and fight off these Marines. He may actually end up killing it. Yeah, some of them. And that dropship's in a lot of trouble. The dropship getting sniped right now, and so My Darling is actually lose vision of that command center. Have to expand again. Man, siege attacks, it's crazy. Hello, not sure who you are. All right, we'll have to talk after because I am actually in the middle of it. Here we are. So, we have 1-1 Marines sitting outside Musta Barbar's base. 1-1 Marines plus tanks. It's not looking too good for Musta Barbar. It is possible for him to win. I don't like to count people out just yet, but he is actually a huge supply deficiency all the way around. Worker supply, armor supply. It is just not a good sign here for Musta Barbar, and My Darling just pegging away. Even though he has expansion, it's not really that effective because he's spending probably more than he's gaining with that right there, and he is doing all that he can to actually fight this off. I don't think there's going to be enough because My Darling could just keep sending units in. She's uncontested. There's nothing that Musta Barbar can do in counter pressure. He has his bio, but this bio is going to get picked off with all the Marines and a counter attack by My Darling. Yeah, this is pretty much it. There's not a whole lot Musta Barbar can do. It's he's just completely fought back and crippled right now. And there's a GG. My Darling taking the second win in this series. We're going to go into Game 4. Okay, let's see what we choose. You go ahead and add him, so I don't forget who you are. Waiting to see. My Darling is now leading the series with 1 habitation station for Game 4. Waiting for all players, and here we go. So we're actually going to begin Game 4. And I am going. He is in a rush to get this going. Game 4, habitation station. Oh man, Twitch chat just blew my mind. If you load a Viking with SCVs inside a dropship, the Viking will actually be repaired. You guys just single-handedly blew my mind. Like right now, my nose actually is bleeding. I have blood coming from my nose from that sheer knowledge throwdown. All right, in the top left hand corner of the map, the pink Protoss player, Musta Barbar. In the top right hand corner of the map, the red Terran player, My Darling. Now, I do believe that Musta Barbar actually has a team member in our Twitch chat saying, raise your barbars, and by all means, that is a fun name to say, Musta Barbar. You better raise your barbars, because He needs that support. He needs that moral support. He needs to come back. He can do this. Both players are very evenly matched. Very fun to watch so far. I think he can do it. I think he can do it. My Darling is an exceptionally good player. She plays very solidly, but so is Musta Barbar. So it should be pretty fun. On Habitation Station, no less, a TVT on this map is going to be very exciting to watch. And this guy cannot decide whether he's online or offline. Just can't decide. Fade Mesu. I'm not even sure. Not even sure. So pretty much mirror builds. I mean, it's hard to tell right now. I mean, we're at minute and a half, so you know. If you don't have an SCV running across the map, it's pretty much standard play at this point. And we have our first barracks coming down for both players. We're going to have probably a wall in for Musta Barbar. See, I always try to avoid doing that against Terran and Protoss because I know that I would snipe these supply depots that everyone becomes dependent on. I mean, it's good to have a supply depot here, I guess, if you're going to scout. But at the same time, I got to put it right here. Put it right here. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And again, I'm gold. Who am I, you know? So we have the early scout here, or not early scout. We have a scout coming through with Musta Barbar, and he's pretty much going to see that there is the same exact stuff going on as there was before. That Reaper setup. I mean, same thing for Musta Barbar. Both players doing the same exact thing that they did last few games. And that's totally cool. You know, why fix what ain't broke? It's after we get to the Reaper play that things start to vary. There's a bit of variation for each player, so yeah, kind of curious to see. And we actually aren't even see Reapers, so there you go. My Darling building a depot inside Musta Barbar's base, because why not? And then we have Marines for each player. And we're going to have that chase away with My Darling's Marine. Oh, wow, I just realized that is not actually Musta Barbar's base. See, I just blew my own mind again. I'm still trying to wrap my head around a ship within a ship being repaired by SCVs. So we have Musta Barbar right down here. We're going to have barracks expand, which is totally cool. That's pretty much the legit way to do things. 2 Marines coming down here to say, hey, I'm taking this, little FYI. And yeah, we're going to see that expand by Musta Barbar. Factory being made by My Darling. Still, you know, no second refinery, so it's not going to be anything too intense just yet, I don't think. Not a fast Banshee or anything like that. Well, that could be a fast Banshee at this point, but either way. So we actually have an expansion from Musta Barbar. Defend it, we have 2 Marines, and a reactor coming down the barracks, so anything else comes that way. So we have the Starport, and we have a Tech Lab. So it looks like we're going to have some Banshee play. And that's right, go Musta Barbar. There we are. Alright, so we have the second refinery coming down here for My Darling, so we're going to see some Banshee play. It's not exactly the world's fastest Banshee play, but it's probably going to be effective, just because there's not a whole lot in terms of defense for Banshee play. That being said, you know, if he fights off Banshee play, he's going to be pretty comfortable, because he does have the second, and he's going to have a second orbital command by the time that Banshee comes out and has Cloak. So it's actually going to be his favor. My Darling has enough for an expansion right now, but I'm sure she's going to want to spend it on the Cloak and the Banshee, and there it is at the same time. Now, a little fun fact for you. The fastest time that you can have a Banshee out is 5.5 minutes. 5.5 or 6 minutes. And the fastest time that your Banshee can be cloaked and attacking mineral line is 6.5 minutes. This Banshee is going to come out around 6.5 minutes and be ready to be cloaked around the 7.5 minutes. So it's not the world's fastest play, but it's a relatively economically safe play, because she has left herself enough resources to be able to expand and defend, instead of dumping all of her resources into a 1-1-1 fast Banshee. And it's going to actually be fairly effective, because there's nothing here that can defend outside of scans, which, if My Darling pulls scans out of Musta Barbar, actually is going to be pretty effective. We have the Musta Barbar did just scan this, so he actually knows that there's stuff on the way. This Banshee is going to be over here, able to kill this this engineering bay. It takes 35 seconds for an engineering bay to complete, and then I believe it's 17 seconds for a turret to complete. These Marines are going to come over here. Musta Barbar does not have any energy. He does have energy for 1 scan, so My Darling is actually going to be able to pull scans out of Musta Barbar, which is good, because that's 240 minerals that Musta Barbar will not get. And these Marines are doing a good job distracting that Banshee from their O-line, while he is actually going to be able to put a turret up right there uncontested. So this Banshee's been pretty much useless outside of killing 2 Marines, which really isn't the main objective of a Banshee. You really want to do as much damage to the mineral line as you can. And this SCV is going to be able to put up a mineral line as well. So you know what, said my darling says, fine, that's fine. I'll kill your Marines. I don't mind. You know, she killed 4 Marines. That's fine. We do have more Marines coming up through the front. She has done a significant amount of damage to what units are there.